Hey Homeworthy, I'm Lauren. Welcome to my home in Scottsdale, Arizona. Come on in and I'll show you around.
You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story.
My name is Lauren Lerner. I'm the owner of Living with Lolo Interior Design, and you're at my home in Scottsdale, Arizona. I have lived in this home for about 2.5 years. I built this house as a place for myself and my family, but also a place where I can office out of for my interior design business. So we have a separate structure on property that serves as our office space. I wanted to really capture that indoor-outdoor feel, which is so essential here in Arizona. So I wanted to bring the outdoors in and vice versa, and really just make the entire home feel peaceful and also energizing at the same time. Let me show you my living room. I found these chairs and fell in love with them. I actually designed this whole space to use these chairs. I love that they're so sculptural and they look like a piece of artwork in the space. I really love to incorporate different materials into my own home. And so these tables are a great example. They're a mixture of marble as well as a metal base. And I love how they contrast with the wooden accents on these chairs. When designing a space, I like to make sure that things always look great, but they're also functional. So these vases actually act as a hidden space for our remote controls. So we always know where to find them, but they stay hidden as well. In this space, I love how comfortable the sectional is, but I also love that anything can be wiped off of it. So I don't have to worry about spilling wine. I actually just changed out my pillows because I am all about the chocolate browns right now, and I saw this pattern and I fell in love. I like that as you sit in this couch at night, this console table gives me a really great place to put my tea and actually be able to relax, watch the TV, and have a place to set my drink. I love this little bar area. When I entertain, I tend to change out the liquors that I have on display. So if I'm gonna be making a spicy margarita, which is my favorite cocktail to serve, I'll put up my favorite tequilas and put the vodkas or the gins away. I love to make infused salts, like an infused lime salt for my margaritas. I think it just makes it a little extra something when you're serving a drink to a guest that's in your house. Another tip is to use printed pieces of art on your bookshelves or your bar shelves. I actually just got these off of Etsy. I put them in frames, and it's a really great way to give your shelves extra height. And my biggest tip for keeping cactuses alive in your house is actually to have faux cactuses because I love to travel. I love my plants staying looking good, and I don't have a green thumb. So finding really great faux plants is a really great way to have greenery in your house, but make sure that it stays alive. The colors and the tones in my house are really warm and neutral. I love that I can keep everything really clean and a neutral color palette, like my wood floors, as well as this rug that is on top. It allows me to switch out things over time and not have to redo the space. So my pillows a couple weeks ago used to have a blue pattern in them. And I love that I'm able to make that change, but keep the more expensive items that you don't want to purchase over and over in a neutral color is a really good option. I love that this fireplace goes from the floor to the ceiling and uses a really seamless tile to give a bold, dramatic statement. I also chose to use a Samsung frame TV so that I could have a beautiful piece of art displayed instead of having just a black screen in my living room. As you can see, I don't have a lot of wall space. There's windows on both sides of the room, and this is a great opportunity to still be able to add art to my space and have a TV. I love this pattern on this drapery. These are actually stationary panels, so they're not made to open all the way, but they really just frame my big sliders and act almost like a picture frame would for a piece of art to my outdoor space. I don't have an issue with needing to close these because both of my outdoor living spaces have a patio over them, so it's never really an issue getting too much sun when I'm trying to watch TV. I'm gonna show you the lounge area. Come with me. You'll notice in this space that I've actually used the same rug and the same light fixture that I used in the living room space. That was on purpose because this is one large space. I wanted the rooms to feel connected, but I wanted each space to feel defined as well. These chairs were a find that I fell in love with. I love the unique structural shape of the chair, and I thought that they'd be a really fun accent to add to this space. When people come over and sit in these chairs, I always get the comment that they're so comfortable, and people are really surprised by that because looking at them, you would not assume that they feel that way. This is a cement coffee table. I love the scale of this within the room, and I love that this circular element adds a different shape than a lot of the square elements you see in the space with the windows, the sofa, etc. These are just a couple of funky vases that fill up this side table and allow you to still have a place to put a drink, but I just love how fun these pieces are. Let me show you this piece of art. I love that this has a lot of texture to it, but it is a simple piece of art in a taupe color. It allows me to keep that taupe theme, lots of textured and layered elements throughout my home. I would say that my personal style is definitely more modern. It's also very eclectic. So I gravitate towards pieces I love, and I tend to design the whole room around them. I had a completely different career for most of my time after college. I worked in the retail industry, managing stores regionally, and really just fell in love and found my passion for interior design. So 8 years ago, I started this business. I haven't gone to interior design school. I learned everything as I went along working with clients and designing my own home. So the style of my house is more modern. The main portion of my house is a big living room and kitchen space that opens up to the courtyard and the backyard. When you go this direction in my house, you have the master suite and my kids' hangout space in a guest room. And when you go this way in my house, you'll have a powder bathroom, a laundry room, and a workout space. All right, let's head to the kitchen. Welcome to my kitchen. I knew that I wanted to have large picture windows over my range, and I thought that this brass shelving was a really great solution to add interest, but also a lot of functionality. I have bowls that I keep lemons or onions in, so when I'm cooking, they're always accessible. I have plates and bowls that I utilize all the time in the kitchen, and containers that look like decor, but this is actually my favorite pasta, Banza pasta. My favorite feature in my entire kitchen is my pellet ice maker. So some of you might call it Sonic Ice, but this ice is truly the best, and this was a must-have in my kitchen. All of the cabinetry is actually in oak with a black stain, and I chose a quartz countertop because I love the stone-like appearance of it, but it's really easy to maintain. So I find that my family sits here more often than you'll find us sitting in the dining room when we eat on weeknights. This is just a really great place to gather. We have functional seating, and these chairs are also really easy to clean. So my kid can get some spaghetti sauce on them, and I don't have to run worrying that I need to clean it up really quickly. Then my light fixtures over the island give me the perfect amount of style and ambiance at the same time. When I cook, I like to try new recipes. I don't do a lot of the same recipes over and over because I like to try different ones. I tend to find my recipes on Instagram or Pinterest, but I like to keep them pretty simple. I like recipes that don't have a lot of steps, and I prefer things that use one pot only. I loved the texture of this vase, and it adds just the perfect centerpiece to my large island and the right scale. And these are, again, some branches and beautiful green leaves that add a pop of color to my otherwise neutral kitchen space. Welcome to the dining room. I really wanted this space to feel inviting, but also have a different personality than the rest of the main living space. So adding wallpaper to the ceiling was actually the perfect place to do that because I have this natural soffit right here. So adding the wallpaper allows this room to feel like its own amongst this bigger space. I like this really long dining table that allows me to sit 10 people. I loved this piece of furniture when I found it. I thought it just had such a cool, funky vibe with the handles. And I needed a piece of furniture to anchor this part of the room and to be functional as a buffet when I'm entertaining. But I also have things that I want to keep handy in my main living space that I don't want out in the open. So for example, I have a printer in here. This allows me to be able to print labels from Amazon when I have a return and I'm using my laptop without having to walk all the way to the office. So it's hidden, it's put away, and it's a great solution. I also adore this light fixture. I think this lightly smoked glass is such a cool accent that you don't see all the time. I chose a black fabric in here as the drapery panels. I love the dramatic look that it frames this space with. It also acts as, again, a really great frame to my outdoor space. You can see my grill, my garden. This is a pass-through space walking from the kitchen out to the grill and the garden area. These chairs are a velvet chair that just add a really cool element to the space. I love how comfortable they are. They all have armrests on them. And this rug is just such a beautiful color of blue that plays really nicely with that ceiling wallpaper. I would say that it's important when designing a space that you push yourself outside of your comfort zone a little bit. So it's always nice to challenge what might feel comfortable and safe to you and throw in a little bit of fun and personality. Those usually are our clients' favorite spaces. It's really important to me to design a house that was comfortable for entertaining, and I wanted to be able to have parties, and I wanted to be able to have my clients into my home so that they can feel firsthand what it's like to live in a luxury design space. Welcome to my master suite. In this area, I wanted it to be peaceful and relaxing, but I also wanted it to be a space that makes me feel rejuvenated when I come in. I added this beautiful blue wallpaper because to me, blue feels very tranquil and it just helps bring me peace at night when I retreat to my master bedroom. This headboard is a fabric that I fell in love with. I had this bed custom made so that the bed could be high so that I had the right scale for the room. This fabric is just such a fun abstract print that it was a place that I took a chance on in my bedroom to have a little fun, and I love how it turned out. So these nightstands I also had custom made so that they were wide enough for the space. With such a large bed, I wanted to make sure that the nightstands really filled the space well. It's actually an oak veneer and a shawgray leather front, so the textures really just make the space feel really special and also high-end. This lamp is a really cool abstract find. I fell in love with it and just loved how the shape of this worked so nicely with the pattern of the bed. I chose to keep these Roman shades in a neutral fabric, but they add so much functionality in allowing me to have blackout shades drawn easily when I'm ready to sleep. I really love having touches of black throughout my spaces. You'll see it repeated in a lot of the decor objects, in the drapery rods, in the artwork that I choose, and having little bowls or vases, and in this case, this clay box is really great because you can store things that you need to have by your bedside at night, whether it's chapstick or a bag of tissues, and that way they're always by your side, but they're hidden away. I like to keep my bedding really simple and add in pops of interesting fabrics with the pillows. I also get really hot at night, so all of my bedding is a bamboo fabric so that it keeps me cool when I get a little bit hot. This is a wool rug that really anchors the space. The neutral color allows me to add the pops of color and the pattern and other elements of the room, and this rug just really grounds everything. I think that having more color in a smaller space like a bedroom versus a large space like a living room is a great place to play with color without having to commit to it in such a large space. In my master bedrooms, I really wanted to make sure that I had access with big sliders to my outdoor space. So my master does the same. It accomplishes the same goal as the other spaces in my house. I love that I can walk outside the master. I can sit in these lovely chairs, have a cup of coffee, put on my shoes, and have access to the outdoor space as well. I chose these two pieces pieces of art for this wall because I loved the subtle abstract vibe that they give this space, and because I have smaller patterns on the wallpaper and the bed, I wanted to keep this a bit larger scale. Let me show you one of my favorite spaces in the house, the ensuite master bathroom. Welcome to my master bathroom. In this space, it was really important to me to feel like it is a spa. I wanted to have access to my outdoor spool, which is a large hot tub, and be able to also sit in my bathtub and enjoy the water feature, the fire feature outside. I love relaxing in my bathtub with a cup of tea and listening to some good music at the end of a long day. This painting is actually from one of my favorite artists. I love the abstract technique that she uses, but I also love the color and the vibrancy of the pieces that she does. This adds so much personality and color to my bathroom that is otherwise a pretty neutral space. This bench is also a really great place to be able to sit, put on your shoes, put on your cuticle oil, whatever you need to do in the mornings, and be able to get ready and go. So this is just a really fun handmade cement planter in the same blue color that you'll see in the artwork. And I've also repeated that in these drapery curtains. So this fabric has this really pretty subtle print as well, and it repeats that blue color. This is my makeup vanity. And I added this cement mirror because I just wanted to do something really different in this space. I saw this mirror, I loved how unique it was, and I flanked it with these beautiful gold pendants. These are the same black oak cabinets that I have in my kitchen, and this is a really comfortable little stool. It is a boucle fabric, and this is great that I can sit on, do a face mask, put on my makeup, and have my own little vanity area that is separate from where I take care of my skincare and have my sink. I knew that I wanted to have a marble floor in my master bathroom. I did a really seamless transition between the main wood floor and the marble flooring in my house, and it really just flows nicely into this space. I've carried that marble through to the shower area, but I also know that it's nice to have a soft rug under your feet, so this runner was added as a place that you can step when you get out of the bath, out of the shower, and have a warm place to stand. I love when I'm sitting in the bathtub relaxing at night and I look up at this beautiful chandelier. These are such stunning crystals that hang down, and when all of the other lights are off, this actually casts a really pretty glow on the ceiling, and it feels just like a really sacred, special place. The sink area matches the vanity area. We have the same cabinets, the lighting and mirrors for a consistent feel, but I love keeping the areas separate because you can't have too much space as a girl that loves beauty products and skincare. I have these beautiful leather baskets in these shelves, and this is really just a place where it's a catch-all for little bath salts or bath bombs, things that I want to have access to use in the tub, but I don't actually want them out and on display. My favorite part of my property is definitely being able to spend beautiful nights outside, have my doors open, and be able to feel like my inside and my outside is one big space. My personality injected into the design is what really gives my home soul. It makes my house feel like a home. It is a really well-designed space, but it's also very functional. And you'll see pops of personality and color and my own design style in every space. Let's head outside. I'm gonna show you my outdoor living spaces. Right off of the primary bathroom is my spool. A spool is a large hot tub that's not quite a pool, but it's heated like a spa. I love that I have access to this right off of my primary bathroom. I have a fire feature I can light at night as well as the water feature. Some people might think it's a little funny to have a hot tub here in Arizona, but we live in the desert, and at nighttime it gets really cool. It's so great to be able to come outside, sit in the hot tub, and feel real nice. I decided to add this metal wall behind the spool. It is actually patinaed, and so it looks like it's a copper color now, but it actually adds a little bit of privacy and makes the space outside of the master suite feel a little bit more secluded and a little bit more intimate. This is my outdoor dining area. I love how there's a seamless flow from the inside outdoors. This large dining table is enough to sit 10 people. And I have these great pendant lights hanging above. So this really helps me have great ambiance in the space when it's dark outside without having my can lights turned on throughout the whole space. So when you walk in this place, I have this console that looks awesome, but it's also super functional. So I hide things like sunscreen and water guns in these baskets so that my kiddo has the stuff he needs to have fun outside, but again, things are tucked away and they look great. Indoor-outdoor living in Arizona is awesome about 7 months out of the year. The other months, it is really hot, and as you can imagine, we do tend to keep the sliders closed so that we can keep the house air conditioned. But when the weather is perfect, there is no better way than to live in a space where you can take advantage of the outdoors all the time. I chose limestone pavers for my flooring material outside. The reason I chose limestone is because it is cool to the touch. So if you're walking around barefoot in the summertime, your feet aren't going to burn like they would if you're on brick pavers or something else. On the table, I have these moss planters that have actually held up really well for the last 2.5 years, but they are faux moss, and again, just add a little bit of decor to the space and add a pop of color as well. These are outdoor rated dining chairs. They have a performance fabric on them so you can hose them down and keep everything looking really good. But it's really important here in Arizona that you use outdoor furniture that will actually last, because a lot of brands don't actually warranty their products in Arizona for outside. I love in my landscaping that we also have the juxtaposition between the cactus as well as the roses. It's a really fun play that you don't see often in landscaping. This is actually a limestone brick that we've used on the side of the house. We've applied a mortar wash over it to give it a really almost used and patina feel. And as you walk over here, these are some of my favorite cactuses. I love that they're actually blooming right now. It is springtime in the desert, and there is no better time to be here in Arizona. These lounge chairs were a perfect addition to the backyard. I love the curve and the modern shape of them, but they actually form and fit your body perfectly. So this is a great place to lay out and get a perfect suntan. This is one of my favorite little secret spaces of my house. You'll be so surprised about how much you can actually grow here in Arizona. I have zucchini and tomatoes, I have lettuce and a lemon tree. I'm actually growing a nectarine tree over here right now, and this is one of my favorite fruits. I'm so excited to see how many little nectarines I have growing right now. When you're trying to grow a garden in Arizona, it's really important to hire professionals to help you. People that are experts in their field are going to do wonders to help you be able to have a garden that flourishes. I love that these are herb gardens. I have my oregano, my thyme, my cilantro, my sage, everything that I need to come out and clip them when I'm cooking in the kitchen. This is my grill area. I splurged on this barbecue, and I love having special people in my family come over and grill for me at night. My front courtyard is the place that I spend the most of my time. I love having these beautiful sofas outside and these fun decorative pillows to sit and relax at night. I also love coming over here to the fire pit. This area has the most comfortable chairs that my dogs love snuggling up into. Being able to sit out here with friends and family with the fire and looking up at the sky is amazing. And then if you follow me over here, this is actually the entry to my entire house. I love this reflective water feature that guides you into the house and really helps set the tone for the entire home. I have the same type of landscaping in my front courtyard that I do the backyard, the juxtaposition between the cactus as well as the rose bushes. You'll see that the cactuses are strategically placed so they actually look like architecture as you're walking into my house. Home is a place that makes you feel comfortable. Home is a place that inspires you. And home is a place that you never want to leave. Hey Homeworthy, thanks for stopping by my home in Scottsdale, Arizona. See you next time.
Thanks for watching. Go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content and shopping guides.